Well, my name is Lindsay Perry, and I'm one of the owners of Tone Fitness and Dance, which we've now pegged as Tone Bellydance, because that is what we do. And I am the logistics side of the business.
And I'm Krista Vandermeulen, and I am the creative director of Tone Bellydance.
We are 2 out of 3 sisters. Our younger sister that lives in Saskatoon is actually quite a big part of our dance world also. So we have been dancing since 2003. We bought the business from Lorraine Delalonga in 2012. Shortly after that, we started attending the Las Vegas Bellydance Intensive and Festival. And there is where we were exposed to so many different styles and teachers and just different world, like a really elevated world where we saw what true professionals do, what they look like, how they are. And then by 2015, they did a call for performers on the pro stage with the people that actually teach all the workshops. And I was like, this is where the logistics comes in. I'm like, I think we should try this. I think we should do it. And Krista's like, I don't know, what do you think? And I'm like, what can it hurt? No one around here is even gonna know. Who's gonna know?
Who's gonna know?
Who's gonna know? So we did. I thought if there's no success, nothing lost. But if there is, what an experience. When we got the news that we were accepted,
We were so excited.
I did a dance in my kitchen. I honestly did.
We wanted to do like a really good routine. We wanted to wow everybody.
Yeah.
So we have this routine, we call it Wrapped Africa, because it has kind of like an African feel to it. We decided we were going to make costumes made out of this tiger fabric to kind of go with like the African theme. So here's where I come in, like I'm like the costume designer. We both made the costumes, but like I kind of designed the costume, got all the materials and stuff. I remember being down in the change rooms, doing our hair. There's like this table, like the vanity lights, like right out of the movies. Like that's what it was like there, because it's Vegas, right? I remember like being on the stage and being so nervous. Like I remember, because we always started on opposite sides of the stage. I don't know why. So I remember it always goes like this, and we're looking at each other from across the stage, and we're just like, oh my god, because this is like Las Vegas, and we're dancing here, and we just nailed that performance so good.
Such a great moment. It was the thing, I think, that gave me and you the want for more, like to do it ourselves and bring it here, because what has medicine had seen to that point? Like they hadn't seen this. We're like, people need to see this. It's so cool. So that was a turning point in our belly dance career for sure.
The next step, I think, is we started creating what we liked to call the Spring Spectacular and the Wrap-Up. And so these were kind of like a stepping stone to getting to our larger shows. And those went over really well, and we did those up until 2018. We stumbled upon this soundtrack called Wonderland. And we had been sort of doing choreographies from it because it was a good soundtrack. And then she said, why don't we just perform the whole soundtrack at the Legion? Like as like a show. And I was like, what a great idea. And so we did. And that was a huge stepping stone without us realizing it, because we then stumbled upon a new soundtrack that I loved. And I said to her, hey, why don't we do this whole soundtrack as a big show? And she said to me,
why don't we do it on the Esplanade stage?
And I'm like, okay.
Felt like such a risk. It was a huge risk, because that's a lot of people. That audience is huge compared to what we would do, and it went over very well.
And that was when we became like probably
producers
as well as like choreographers and costume designers and all this kind of stuff. And it was amazing, so amazing that we took it on the road. We went to Lethbridge and performed that show. It was hugely successful. We went to Saskatoon and we performed that show and it was hugely successful. And then we were like, let's do another one.
Just really feel like there's so much to those shows that people really don't know that we take care of. Like,
oh, totally.
the very seedling of it, from like, we edit music. Like, we get the track and we're like, and then I'll actually go through and edit it. And then the costumes, like the vision of the costumes, she'll go out, find the fabric, and they'll buy them by the bolt, and then they'll dress 15 women with that fabric because that's the vision. And the lighting package, and like the ticketing agency, and like there's just so many pieces that we take care of. So it truly is production management.
A huge undertaking, and it's so fun.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
so fun.
We love it.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Super passionate about it.
Come flying from a higher place and fill the stockings by the fireplace. So you, how are you? That's cool.
I'm really itching to find
do a new one.
Like
me too.
But it takes a long time. Like those big ones, they take 2
to 3 years, yeah.
probably to get together, and it all starts with the right music. And we just haven't found that yet. So as soon as that starts, then that starts the time. And of course, we need the dancers to come for the ride with us. But I mean, it's quite the adventure, so I don't think we'll have a problem with that. So.
The happiest moments of my life have been dancing, you know, and spending time with her and just doing our thing together. And I'm, you know, every time I think, oh, like, how am I going to come up with another choreography, or how am I, like, when am I going to run out of ideas? You know, we just carry on and we just keep doing our thing. And I just foresee it being something that we just do well into our futures.
Some of the best times of my life have been in Bellydance, in the studio, or on the stage. Like, I've the pinnacle of my life, a few of them
Have been through
dance, and I just want that for other people. That is what I want for other people. Everybody should have that feeling. It's wonderful.
Yeah, it's amazing.